Moving on to the one day internationals format when it comes to the men's as well as women's, I must tell you, this year we had the ICC tournament about the shortest format of the game. So, not much when it comes to 50 over cricket, despite we having the red ball cricket for the World Test Championship, we had the World Cup for the T20s. But the lower ranked sides, just like Sri Lanka, West Indies, and others, they had some good time. They had numerous games throughout the entire year in the 50 over format. And I'm ready. We are ready. I have Deepu with me in order to form a good balanced side when it comes to ODI 11, when it comes to men's as well as women's. Deepu, starting with you as an overall, if you go starting with the women's team recently, they made the joint highest ODI total when it comes to one day international 358 performance on that. How much do you see that as into a positive side, taking into account that recently they went to Australia before that series and got hammered?
It is a really positive sign, given that batting has started to click, even though West Indies weren't that best team as compared with Australia. But I think the momentum that we needed before heading into the World Cup or heading into 2025, it is a very big boost for us, and hopefully, the women's team carry on the positives with them for next year.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we carry on the positives next year because we have a World Cup out there, and that's very important. But home World Cup is important too. But how much of pressure does it rely on captains? And for India, it is Harmanpreet Kaur because if she doesn't perform, she always comes in the spotlight because she has not been successful when it comes to leading her side in the ICC tournaments. How much do you think she has to take responsibility, not only just getting runs under her belt, but also leading the side in a wonderful manner?
It will be a really big responsibility, and even more so that it will be a first one-day World Cup, if I'm not wrong. The previous one was captained by Mithali Raj, so yeah, a very big opportunity for her to actually lead her side in probably one of the biggest tournaments in women's cricket, 50 overs World Cup and at home. So it's a really big opportunity, and to prove the critics wrong about herself, about her demeanor, and all that stuff. And no, it's always a bigger opportunity to actually win a World Cup on home soil, which is a pride for us. So hopefully, what the men's didn't do, the women's team can. So hopefully, hoping for Harma to do well.
You said about what the men's team did not do in 2023, the women's team can do it 2025. But if you look into the current situation of the Indian cricket team in the red ball format, how much do you think the likes of Mohammad Shami, Hardik Pandya are big game players when it comes to 50 over cricket? Because if they can play 50 over cricket, they can almost play red ball. But now we have got a perfect backup of Nitish Kumar ready for Hardik Pandya. But how much of a bigger loss was Mohammad Shami into the side, Indian side?
It's clearly evident that it is a very big board to fill. To be honest, even though Kashdeep has been filling in his shoes quite properly, but still, what Shami can do, no one else can. And we are missing his presence there. We are missing that experience because we know at the moment Siraj is not in that rhythm. Akashdeep is just new to Test cricket, and obviously it's his first tour of Australia. So it all boils down to Jasprit Bumrah, and he has been doing it 71 wickets in 24 games, I believe, this year. So it's something we are missing him, Shami. We know how consistent he is with his lines and lengths, and yeah, it's tough to see Bumrah struggle alone. So yeah, it is a tough pill to swallow.
Absolutely. He has been the lone warrior for India, be it in big games, be it in normal games, be it in World Cups, be it in Border Gavaskar Trophy. There's just one man to go to. It's just Jasprit Bumrah for Team India. But you'd be surprised to hear, but honestly, there is no Indian players in our discussion about the predicted playing 11 for the ODIs because we hardly have played any one-day internationals in this year. Let's move on to the men's team of the predicted playing 11 for fifth compare when it comes to the one-day internationals for the men's. Starting with the openers, I've gone with Sam Ayub and Ramanullah Gurbaz. A righty-lefty combination for Sam Ayub. He has been lately phenomenal with the bat. 9 matches, 515 runs with an average of 64. If you talk about Raymond Gurbaz on the other hand, 11 matches, 531 runs with an average of around 50s. So talk us through this pair. Do you think the inexperience, the young skill of both these batters will good prove handy at the top of the order?
It is an exciting pair, to be honest. Sam Ayub has his finesse, has his flick shots and all that stuff. Whereas Gurbaz is Gurbaz is more of a technical batter who can milk the ball quite easily and obviously looks pleasing to the eye. It's a dynamic duo. To be honest, I was expecting a Pathum Nisanka there at the top of the order, given that
Mm,
how he
that could have been
performed
a good
this
call,
year.
yeah.
I think he scored a 200 against Zimbabwe in an ODI game earlier this year. So I was expecting his name because he has also been doing the same for Sri
Correct.
Lanka. So
Yeah,
yeah, but still I'll go with the same. It's a great pair, but uh, okay, I'll make a change. I want Pathum Nisanka over there,
in
opening with
place of.
Gurbaz in
Okay, so you're
place of.
saying Pathum Nisanka and Remulla Gurbaz as your opening pair. No Sam Ayub, according to you. So if you talk
Yeah.
about Pathum Nisanka, he had a wonderful year, to be honest. 12 matches, 694 runs with a double hundred against Zimbabwe, rightly said about that. Average of 63. That's a very good verdict. So another Sri Lankan adding to the top of the order. So Nisanka and Gurbaz are the openers, according to us. Kushal Mendes at number 3. This is a very important pick, and I think this is a player that has been in form lately. 742 runs in 17 matches with an average of 53. Has been the top run scorer in this calendar year in the one day international formats. Number 3 belongs to him, I think.
Yeah, another guy who has been doing well for his team, Kusal Mendes, in the ODI series against India as well. He was doing great and has been doing well over in the leagues as well, along with his wicket keeping as well. So yeah, he definitely is there in my 11 too. So yeah, I'll go with Kusal Mendes at 3.
Okay, Kusal Mendes at number 3. That's a no-brainer pick. Now talking about number 4, another Sri Lankan. So in your top 4, there is 3 Sri Lankans, but unfortunately they do not play the Champions Trophy. That's the very interesting point of view. I'm going with Charit Asalanka at number 4. Not only with the bat, but he has been very, very crucial with the ball. You just now mentioned about the series versus India. He was so crucial versus in that game as well. 18 matches, 605 runs with an average of 50. Do you think Charit Asalanka is there in your middle order?
Uh, I would have to keep him, even though he's unpredictable with his form. Given that what we saw last year and what we saw this year, he lacks that consistency. But given that he can bowl offies as well, and the big team not playing the ODIs much, there aren't any
Correct.
options to actually replace him.
Correct.
So I have no other option, but I have to go with him.
Absolutely. There's not much in many options we have to go with. There was somebody like a Max O'Dowd who scored 400 odd runs from Netherlands, but I think the experience of Charita Sananka in that middle order phase will be very crucial for this team. Number 5 and 6, you need all rounders. You need a little bit of seam all rounders. One from Afghanistan, Azmatullah Omarzai, and similarly a little bit of power hitting of Sharfin Rutherford from West Indies. I think this duo does that should do well because not just is a lefty righty, but also they can accelerate as the innings progresses. So your thoughts? Number 5, Azmatullah Omarzai. Number 6, Sharfin Rutherford.
Umar Zai obviously adds balance to this lineup, given that he can bowl as well, similar to what Hardik Pandya does for us. So yeah,
Correct.
yeah, he definitely, he can be used as a floater, can come up above Aslanka as well at one point of time to, just
Mhm.
stabilize the innings or to, give that pinch hitting in the last log overs. So yeah, he comes in. Rutherford is someone, who can smash the bowling on his day, but it's quite rare that I've seen him fire, to be honest, in terms of
Mhm.
ODIs or
Correct.
whatever format of the game he's playing. If I would have been there, I would have actually added Marco Jansen to that list, given that he
Okay.
has been that guy in the recent series, be it against Pakistan or in the T20 I like or whatever he has been playing. He has added that impetus to that South African lineup, lower down the order with his batting, and he can obviously bowl as well. So yeah, if there is an option, I'll go with Marco Jansen ahead of Rutherford.
Would you go for Marco Jansen there, or are you thinking of somebody like the president Mohammad Nabi in place of that?
Nabi again, he has also been a veteran, but again the age factor comes in. And if I go with Nabi, it will be filled by plenty of spinners. I'll not be
Right.
having much of options in the pace department. So I'll rather go with a Janssen in place of Rutherford because he can offer me that quick pace as well, which Rutherford really can't. He can be a part timer option, but there aren't any spaces for part timers as of now. We need regular bowlers, so I'll go with Marco Janssen.
Okay, Marco Jansen in place of Sharfin Rutherford, number 6, along with Azmatul Omarzai. You said Azmatul Omarzai can be a floater, which is absolutely a right thing, to be honest. Moving on to number 7, I think Wanindu Hasaranga. It was a toss up for me between Rashid Khan and Wanindu Hasaranga, just because of the batting which Wanindu Hasaranga provides, and he had a better year. I'm going with this Sri Lankan leg spinner. Wanindu Hasaranga at number 7, according to me.
Yes, another great option. I was actually thinking for Rashid, but yes, Banya has had a great year. The only reason that I would have, kept him out, it's that his injury status. He has been injured
Correct.
quite a few times this year due to his hamstring injuries and all that stuff. But Rashid also, he hasn't had that kind of a year, to be honest, to
Correct.
actually
Because
make
if
it.
you look into the statistics, Rashid Khan in 8 matches, 15 wickets, while Hassan in 10 matches, 26 wickets. I think that the statistics speaks themselves, I
Yeah.
think.
and then his performances against India, made me, made him a short place in this lineup. That he'll be there once the year ends. I'll definitely make a place for him. So yeah, definitely Vanya comes in.
Okay, so you're also agreeing with Warindu Hasaranga. And then if you go to the other spinner as well, I think Allah Ghazanfar has been phenomenal in this year, has earned the name on the rights and in different franchisee leagues as well. For me, without a doubt, Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar at number 8 or as a second spinner.
Yes, again, a great addition to the squad. I was looking at the series against South Africa and UAE,
Hmm.
Afghanistan, or South Africa, where these guys won, and I think he picked up a six for in that game. I think it was the
Correct.
second game, I believe, which the Afghan boys won quite convincingly. And he obviously what he has been doing in the Abu Dhabi T10 League as well made testament to his performances that he can be another great prospect coming out of Afghanistan, who has claimed that they already have close to 250 spinners training in Kabul. So yeah, I think another great prospect coming up for the Afghan boys and for world cricket. So yeah, definitely he also makes up my 11.
Now, coming into the seamers department, this is where I've been short of options, to be honest. If we look into the statistics as well, Deepu, I'm going with two more left arm seamers alongside Marco Janssen. Shine Shah Afridi and Saurav Netravalkar are the two, alongside from Netherlands, Paul van Meekeren. These are the three seamers because of the big teams, big names not playing much ODI cricket. Your thoughts behind this? Do the Associate Nations deserve to get an opportunity in the Team of the Year?
Yeah, definitely. Because what we need is good cricket, and be it from a regular side, be it from an associate nation, it's always good to see, and more people coming from the associate nations.
Correct.
It's good. Well, for Netherlands, even guys like Scott Edwards, who was named alongside KL Rahul in that World Cup, just getting matched with someone like a experienced player, a star player in Indian cricket, just makes me excited that okay, there is talent, there's plenty of talent in that associate nations as well. So yeah, it's good to see that the sport is reaching its new highs every year.
Absolutely. The sport is reaching its new highs every single year for Netherlands, and that's good to see. If you need an off spinner, you could have also gone for Aryan Dutt for Netherlands. He could have been a handy option as well. But this is the 11 we have gone with post our discussion. Let's take a look into this one, Deepu. So I'm going with Raymond Gurbaz and Pathum Nisanka are the openers. Kushan Mendes at number 3, Charit Asalanka at 4, Hazmatullah Omar at 5, Marco Janssen, Vanindu Hasalanka, Shine Shafridi, Allah Ghazanfar, Saurav Netravalkar, and Paul Van Meekeren is the predicted playing 11. I think it's a good side, mixture of youth and experience is what I believe. Now, the second question is that who's the leader? Is it Charit Asalanka for you?
If there is an option, I would actually like to include in the same shade of Afridi. Reason being, we already have a left armer in with Marco
Correct.
Jansen, so
And
uh,
Saurav Netravalkar.
yeah, and a sort of Netravalkar. So we need balance as well. So I believe I'll rather go with Naseem ahead of Afridi here.
Okay. And who's your captain?
For captaincy, there aren't many options to be honest.
I
Charita
think
Slanka,
I think Charit Asalanka should be the likely to be honest.
even though I was looking at Vanindu Asranga, but I don't think he has captained much in the one day format. So yeah, it's Aslanka for me.
Okay, so it's Asalanka for you as the captain. It was pretty tough, I must tell you, when it comes to choosing the men's team, but it will be even more tough now when we discuss about the women's predicted 11. Here, let's move on to the women's team of the year for the one day internationals. And starting with the top of the order, Deepu, class apart, Smriti Mandana, left hander, Laura Wolvart, right hander. I think this doesn't get any better, I must tell you.
Quite easy choices to be honest. What Laura Wolpart did in the T20 World Cup and in the ODIs against Australia as well gives a testament that how consistent she is and how important role she plays for South Africa opening the innings. So definitely she makes my 11 too. Smriti had a great year in terms of ODIs in the recently West Indies series and before that as well. If you leave out the World Cup and the New Zealand series, apart from that, she had a great year. So yeah, definitely these two will definitely start as my openers.
Okay, so there is another opener as well, but I had to unfortunately slot her in number 3. How underrated player she has become in the last couple of years. Haley Matthews, according to me, at number 3, deserves, to be honest. She has been champion with the bat, with the ball, with the captaincy as well. My number 3 is Haley Matthews, Deepu.
It is a place which has made plenty of options. To be honest, I was actually thinking for an Elise Pereira Tasman Brits from Australia and South Africa. both the girls. They did really well. Perry has been a veteran for the Aussies and for world cricket, and Tasman showed skills in the T20I World Cup as well. So yeah, I was thinking for her, to be honest. But in terms when it comes to experience, Haley has plenty of it playing, and obviously she's a vital cock for the Windies. So yeah, I'll go with Elise Perry ahead of Haley. I'll take this tough call.
But I must tell you, when it comes to, yeah, you could have made the tough call, but I'll stick to Matthews because Perry did not get much runs in this calendar year. 12 games, 275 runs only. If you talk about Tasman Brits as well, she's also around the 260 mark. But if you move on to Haley Matthews, just 7 games, 469 runs with an average of 78. I think I'll still stick to Haley
Yeah.
Matthews.
The stats have forced me to stick to her as well. I thought Perry had a great year. Given that she smashed India, I thought she must be having a great year as
she
well.
kept
I'll go
all
with
her runs for India, I must tell you, in that series. But she did not have a wonderful year. But okay, Haley Matthews at number three, number four, potential captain as well. Good to see some another Indian in the middle order. Harmanpreet Kaur is somebody I'm going with number four. I expected Jemima Rodriguez to be there, but Jemima did not have an ideal year in terms of runs. She had wonderful versus West Indies and then you had New Zealand, but Harmanpreet was a touch better in that number four region. So Harmanpreet Kaur at number four for me.
Oh, Herman had okay. Herman too had a decent year, but I was actually thinking for a Sophie Devine at her place, given
Yeah.
that she obviously she is the World Cup winner as well, and she has led her side, has had her runs, and obviously can bowl as well. The seam
Mhm.
up, she can bowl those occasionally, seam up deliveries as well when needed. So, I was actually thinking for Sophie Devine in place of Harmanpreet Kaur.
That's not a bad choice, I must tell you, because if you look at Sophie Devine, 9 games, 314 runs. Harmanpreet got 12 games, 396 runs. But we need to count the amount of the deliveries, the second department, which is bowling, which Sophie Devine provides. So I think I'll change that. I'll go with Sophie Devine at number four in place of Harmanpreet Kaur as for the women's team. Number five, another experienced player, Maurice Cap. Number six has been in a form of her life, Annabelle Sutherland. I think no brainers out there.
Definitely. Marizan Cup makes every 11 that I'll make in the women's team, be it for Delhi, be it for any other team. Marizan Cup is one
I'm
of
sorry
my
to
favorite.
interrupt, but I asked this question to Orko and Gopalji as well regarding Maurice and Cap. I gave them a choice between Maurice and Cap or Elise Perry because both do the same department, and both of them chose Elise Perry. Are you choosing something different?
No, I'll go with Marizan Cup to be honest. Perry, obviously she's the greats of the game, but what Cup has been doing, given that she has more of an extra pace as compared with Perry. So, on that part, I'll be going with her and what she has achieved for South Africa and for us as well in the WPL. On that note, I'll definitely stick with Marizan Cup any day.
Okay, and Annabelle Sutherland has to be a no-brainer because she has been scoring centuries for fun and has been tremendous this season, this calendar year 2024. So has to be a number six.
Yeah, again, she was anyway there because there's hardly, pace bowling all rounders who are giving tough fight at the moment. And Annabelle Sutherland is someone who is coming up the ranks slowly and steadily. She has now found her groove and obviously did well against India as well. So, obviously, and she'll be providing that balance as well to the side. So, she is also there in my team.
Okay, so Annabelle Sutherland, number six, no doubt about that. Number seven in the T20I format for the women's team of the year. We thought about somebody like Richa Ghosh could be the perfect option there because of the form she was in and the game style which she provides at lower down the order, smashing deliveries. But in the ODIs, we don't have her name. We are going with Amy Jones from England. 12 games, 382 runs, and her experience lower down the order could be massive for this side.
To be honest, for wicketkeeper, I actually left. I didn't have many options to pick. I was actually going for Healy, but she got injured. Richa, I wasn't much keen to pick her because she hasn't batted that much lower down the order. She bats at five or six.
Correct.
So I didn't have much options, but to actually go with Amy Jones in whatever little I have seen her playing. Definitely she'll be there in my team as well.
Okay, so Amy Jones is your wicket-keeper batter as well, lower down here to number seven. 8, 9, 10, 11. Two spinners, the other spinning all-rounders have gone with. Deepthi Sharma and Sophia Eccleston have been brilliant this year with both bat and ball, especially with the ball. I think these two players pick themselves in this side.
Uh, Eccleston definitely. She has been one of the legends of the game for English cricket, and what she has been doing, not with the ball but with the bat as well.
Okay.
She was definitely going to be there. If not her, I would have gone with JJ, but she has been out of favor for the Aussies. So definitely Kristen makes it. But for Deepti, I'll rather go with Ash Gardner from Australia
Mighty
because
close.
yeah, the reasons being, Deepti didn't had that great year, to be honest. The World Cup, the WBBL. Before this series against West Indies, she was having some average performances. She didn't had great times in Australia, neither in the World Cup nor in the ODI series against New Zealand. So I was not looking at her in this 11. I would rather go with Ash Gardner.
Okay, Ashley Gardner is your pick
Yeah,
instead of Deepti. Deepti has been the leading wicket taker in this year. 13 games, 24 wickets. Ashley Gardner, 12 games, 20 wickets. But if we talk about the average, Deepu, 19.83 is the average for Deepti Sharma. 15.55 is the average for Ash Gardner. I think that's the reason why you've gone with Ash Gardner. I think that's a very good pick. Ash Gardner and Sophie Lake Crystal are your bowling all rounders when it comes to spinning
yeah.
duties. If you go to the seamers, I think the dream pair, I must tell you. If you give the new ball, because in ODIs you have two new balls. At one end you have Megan Shoot, at the other end you have Renuka Singh Thakur. It's a nightmare for the opening batters.
Oh, definitely no brainer. Megan Shoot was anyway going to be there in my 11. Veterans again. So yeah, Megan Shoot anyway, is a big game, big match player. Always does well for the Aussies in the knockouts or whenever the situation gets tough. So definitely she was going to be there. Renuka has improved the game and obviously has come up the ranks as well, from becoming one of the leading wicket takers for us, and obviously replacing someone like Jhulan Goswami, filling her boots is something which we never dreamt of, and now that she has been able to do that so fantastically, so definitely she was going to be there, and one of my favorite Indian bowlers as well. So yeah, no brainer. I'll be going on with Megan Shoot and Renuka Singh.
Okay, so that's your two players as well, and you're agreeing with that because Renuka Singh Thakur has come up the ranks as you mentioned because she's constantly. The good thing is, I've liked that she has constantly been in contact with Julian Goswami. She has admitted the guidance she's getting is absolutely priceless. I must tell you. So here is the ODI predicted playing 11 according to us. Smriti Mandhana and Laura Volvat are the openers. Haley Matthews at number 3. Sophie Devine at number 4. Marizan Cap, Annabelle Sutherland, Amy Jones. Then you're going with Sophie Eccleston and Ashley Gardner, Megan Shoot and Renuka Singh Thakur are the two seamers. Fantastic 11 set with so many experienced players, Deepu. Captain is a huge headache, I must tell you for you.
Not for me. I'll go with Smriti Mandhana as the captain of the team.
Wow.
Not because she won the WPL, but I feel she has a better cricketing brain. And whatever she has done as a leader, she has that capabilities. Even though Sophie Devine won the World Cup, but
Exactly, that was
I
about to
think
come. Sophie Devine, Haley Matthews, Laura Volvat are there, somewhat to an extent of Maurice and Cap, but you're going for Smriti Mandhana.
Smriti
Are you
Mandhana.
sticking to that?
Yeah, definitely, because I think she can lead the side well. Obviously, has a lot of experience to help her out. But I think she'll be a better choice as compared to the others in terms of Haley Matthews. She's a great player, but I don't find
Hmm.
her much as a great leader. Laura Woolbart again has
Okay.
a great option, but in terms of winning, I think Smriti has that ability to handle the pressure. Sophie Devine really did really well, so that's the reason I'll be keeping her as my vice captain. But I'll go with Smriti as the leader.
Okay, Smriti Mandhana as your captain in the
Yeah.
ODI team of the year for the women's. Early predictions. One final question to you, Adibu. Women's ODI World Cup winner next year? Is it somebody like Australia, or are you going for a different winner?
Australia definitely, they'll be there, but still, they'll be there in the top four or whatever. If we have the quarterfinals or something like that, but
Semi-finals, yeah.
I'll be making a bold call. Yeah, I'll go with India. We are lifting it, no matter what. We are
Okay,
lifting it.
you've just given us hope, I must tell you. You're going for
Yeah.
India winning the World Cup next year. Early predictions. Let's see what happens. Thank you so much, Deepu. Thank you to all the viewers for watching this video. It's the ODI format done and dusted as well. We are done with the year. Thank you to all of you for watching the entire year for Fifth Umpire. Don't forget to support us as well. Wishing you all a very happy new year as well. And stay safe, take care. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much. And bye-bye.